Freddie and Juan are in Alaska on the Bering Sea. Just 3 miles west of Nome, they're en route to the Martinsons gold dredge, the Judy Ann.
We aren't water creatures.
Wash plants, we know in and out. Now, being on the water, working on a wash plant's a different story.
The Martinsons, Judy and Doug, run a 200-ton floating platform of repurposed land-binding equipment. It's part of a fleet of dredges that work Nome's offshore gold fields, one of the largest in the world with a suspected 2 million ounces of gold.
Well, we're here, huh?
We're here.
You want me to give you a hand, Fred? Boost up?
Yeah, there you go. That's what I do.
Ryan, I assume.
Yes.
Freddie, nice to meet
Freddie,
you.
nice to meet you.
Son Ryan is responsible for the day-to-day operations.
Have you recovered much gold?
Not enough to be in the black.
What are your main problems that you think you have?
This dredge is not making money for us. The 6 or 7 years that we've been at this, building this 200-ton behemoth, it's been a long, hard pull. We put our whole retirement, we put our whole lives in this mining. Well over $1 million into it. If we can't make this work, will be that we would sell it or scrap it.
That's a tough one.
This has to be productive, as you know. The gold is there. As hard as we tried to have the right equipment and do everything right, we need more help here so we can become efficient.
I look forward to any positive change that we can make on this dredge, whether it's fuel economy, recovery, runnability.
And that's what we'll try to do. Well, we've only got 1 week with you, so we'll do what we can. We like gold, but we don't have our sea legs quite yet. I've been on boats, on small boats, you know, on lakes and rivers, and you don't get the same feeling you get here. Like the whole world's moving out from under you.
We're on these spuds that enable us to dig with the excavator so we don't drag ourselves around the sea bottom. So when you feel that big jerk, that's the dredge hitting the spud and stopping us.
This is like a car wreck. Show us the boat.
Give us the tour. So we're on the stern of the dredge now where the excavator sits. So he's digging the seabed, trying to scrape that layer of gravel that sits on top.
They dig by feel.
I guess you kind of just mine by braille.
This guy does a great job. He's a natural.
My name is Bryce Hardy. This is my first season mining. Running an excavator is actually pretty scary. Once the ocean starts getting a little rough in the Whitecappie, that's when we're high alert.
Do you test your pay as you're bringing it up? We do. When we first roll onto a spot, we'll get a bucket and we'll fill a pan with a shovel, see what it's looking like. Okay. If it's worth sticking around for, we'll
keep on going.
You want to do one?
You want to do one, Fred?
I'll do a test pan now.
The pay dirt lies beneath 15 feet of salt water. Freddie's first test: investigate the gold in their pay dirt.
They're never consistent.
The gold that's on the Bering Sea is pretty fine.
He'll set it right here on this deck cleat, right at good digging height.
Perfect.
Okay.
It's a little different panning there, Wano.
It is.
The Martinsons leased the mineral rights to 1,200 acres of offshore claims, with inconsistent pay.
I think that's a damn good pan.
Yeah, that's a good pan. We're feeding with the excavator, and we're trying to high grade that layer of gravel that sits on top of that bedrock. That's a good indicator that we're on fresh ground. We get vegetation on the rocks. You can see the little barnacles growing on it.
Doug's getting sick. We got to get him off.
I'm feeling a little bit of it.
I'm nauseous, yeah, a little dizzy.
Drink some of that water, Doug. Yeah, that'll help you. Sorry, honey.
Seeing a little bit.
He has to go because he's seasick. It's been a tragedy from the first time we took it out.
Judy and I weren't expecting that I would be the one that gets seasick. I feel like I'm letting her down. Judy's been a real trooper and has stuck with me on it, even through some frustrations.
Can we take a look at your sluices?
The Martinsons feed sand, rocks, and fine gold from the seabed into a hopper. Grizzly bars remove the larger rocks, and the remaining material drops down into a trommel. The rocks drop out the end, while the gold and fine material passes through into a tray and is pumped up to the sluice box where the gold settles. To catch any fine gold they've missed, the slurry then flows down a hose into the lower box, known as the last chance sluice. Next, Freddie and Juan need to find out where the onboard wash plant could be losing gold.
When you do a cleanup, you mainly just pull in this box for now?
Yeah, we normally don't like to let it run any more than 24 or 30 hours on the upper box before we pull it.
Being that it's in the ocean, getting slammed side to side, you got all your gold running down one side with most of the material and all your water running down the other side.
The waves rock the sluices from side to side, making them much less efficient than a land-based system.
Level sluices wash the best. Well, we can't stop the waves, but maybe we can lessen their effects.
Yeah,
So we got that sluice run up there. What's that corrugated pipe? What's it doing? Just dropping into the next sluice down
so
below?
that's our bypass to carry our tailings from the upper box down to our tail sluice.
But if you pan it, you're going to find gold in it then?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure we were losing a considerable amount of our fine gold.
Gold in the last chance sluice is a sure sign that the plant needs fixing.
So like if a person came in and modified some stuff up here, so you didn't have to use that hose, it'd even give you more sluice links down here to catch fine gold.
anything we can put downstream of that is to the benefit.
What do you think, Juan? Maybe add another piece of run here and then bring it down into this box.
We got to make sure that we have an equal distribution up top. Do a nice V-splitter in it,
Yep.
drop it into 2 sluices.
Yep.
Yeah, that'd be a good setup.
We grab a tape measure and have a look. Let's do it.
We want to make sure that they can run as long as they can, so we're not going to shut them down to do the repairs. So we're going to measure everything and we're going to build it off-site, so when they're ready to shut down, we can come in and bring the pieces that we built and put them on.
Freddie and Juan have diagnosed how the dredge is losing gold and found a way to fix it with a new sluice and distribution system. Now, they need to set a bar for the Martinsons' gold recovery to find out if their fix works.
So how long you been running for, guys?
About 20 hours now.
What do you think about shutting down or doing a cleanup?
Be a good time to shut down and
You gotta clean it up and see what's there.
You know, honestly, you guys' setup looks pretty decent, but I'm really curious to see what you guys get. So that way we have a good starting point and a basis to see if our improvements make an improvement or not.
Let's do it.
Copy, Boogs?
Yeah, I copy.
Yeah, let's go ahead and shut down. You can make that your last bucket.
Copy that.